I'm going to die soon. So are you. I'm 73 years old, and what I'm about to tell you will either change your life, or you'll ignore it and regret it for the next 50 years like I did. Your parents lied to you. Your teachers lied to you. Society lied to you. And the worst part? They probably didn't even know they were lying. I spent 52 years believing the same lies you believe right now. At 52, something happened that shattered everything. And in the 21 years since, I've learned more about living than most people learn in their entire lives. But before I tell you what happened, you need to understand something. By the end of this video, you're going to understand 3 lies that are stealing your life right now. Not next year. Not when you're older. Right now. Lie number 1, I have time. Lie number 2, success will make me happy. Lie number 3, I can do it later. And I'm going to prove to you, using my own life as evidence, why each one of these lies will destroy you if you don't wake up today. But first, let me tell you about the day I almost died. At 52, I had what doctors politely call a cardiac event. That's a fancy way of saying my heart tried to kill me. I was in a meeting. Quarterly projections. Numbers on a screen. The same meeting I'd sat through 1,000 times before. And then the room started spinning. The next thing I remember is waking up in a hospital bed with tubes coming out of my arms and my wife crying in the corner. The doctor said I was lucky. Lucky. I had just come face to face with my own mortality, and they called it luck. But you know what? They were right. Because lying in that hospital bed with nothing to do but think, I realized something absolutely terrifying. I had been living my entire life on autopilot. I wasn't really alive. I was just going through the motions. Checking boxes. Meeting everyone else's expectations. And here's the part that haunts me to this day. If I had died that day, if my heart had stopped permanently, what would I have left behind? A nice house. A retirement account. A collection of achievements that nobody would remember in 5 years. That's it. And that's when everything changed. Let me tell you the biggest lie you're probably telling yourself right now. I have time. I'll do that later. When I'm older, I'll finally live the life I want. I see young people in their 20s, 30s, even 40s, and they're all saying the same thing. When I make more money, then I'll be happy. When I get that promotion, then I'll relax. When the kids are grown, then I'll travel. When I retire, then I'll finally do what I love. Let me save you 50 years of regret with one simple truth. That day never comes. You know why? Because the goalposts keep moving. You get the promotion, and suddenly you need the next one. You make more money, and suddenly you need more money. You're always chasing something just out of reach. And before you know it, you're 70 years old wondering where your life went. I did this. I spent 30 years climbing a ladder, only to realize when I got to the top that it was leaning against the wrong wall. And you can't climb back down and start over. Time doesn't work that way. Here's something that'll wake you up. The average person lives about 650,000 hours. Sounds like a lot, right? I've already used 639,000 of mine. How many have you used? Here's something nobody tells you when you're young, and it's going to upset you. Success is a terrible goal. And I say this as someone who achieved everything I set out to achieve. Made partner at my firm. Bought the dream house. Had the respect of my colleagues. And you know what? None of it mattered. Here's how it actually works. You achieve your goal, and for about 48 hours, you feel amazing. Then the feeling fades. You're back to baseline. Now you need a new goal. A bigger achievement. More validation. It's a hamster wheel that never stops. I had a friend who died 3 years ago. He was 68. Worked 70-hour weeks his entire life. Built a multi-million-dollar business. Never took a real vacation. Kept saying he'd slow down next year. Next year came. He had a stroke. At his funeral, his son stood up and said, "My father was a successful man, but I barely knew him." Is that the legacy you want? Let me tell you something that took me 50 years to understand. Your regrets won't be about the things you did wrong. They'll be about the things you didn't do at all. I don't lie awake at night thinking about failed business deals. Those don't matter. You know what keeps me up? The trip to Japan I never took because I was too busy. The relationship with my brother that I let deteriorate because I was too tired to call. The book I always wanted to write but never started because it wasn't practical. The time I didn't spend with my kids because I was working late on something that literally nobody remembers now. These things eat at you. The missed opportunities. The roads not taken. The love you didn't express. The risks you didn't take because you were afraid of looking foolish. The people you love, your parents, your siblings, your close friends, you think you have unlimited time with them. You don't. And one day, that time will run out. My father died when I was 45. We had a complicated relationship. And I was always too busy to really work on it. I kept thinking we'd have time to talk when I was less busy. When things slowed down at work. When I had more energy. We never got that chance. Heart attack. Gone within hours. And you know what my biggest regret is? Not the big fights we had. Not the disagreements. All the Sundays I didn't call him. All the times I was too tired to drive over for dinner. All the little moments I let slip away because I thought there would always be more. Right now, while you're watching this, your parents, if they're still alive, are getting older. Every single day. One day, probably sooner than you think, they won't be here. When was the last time you called them? Not texted. Called. After my heart attack, I made big changes. Stepped back from work. Started saying no to things that didn't matter. Started saying yes to things I had put off for decades. And in these last 21 years, I've learned more about life than I did in the previous 52. What actually matters is embarrassingly simple. Time with people you love. Work that feels meaningful to you, not to your boss or society. Experiencing things, not owning things. Creating memories. Being present. I know. When I was your age, I would have rolled my eyes at this. Sure, but I have bills to pay. I have responsibilities. And yes, you do. I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow. I'm not saying become a monk. I'm saying don't sacrifice what matters for what doesn't. You don't need to work 70-hour weeks to be successful. You don't need the biggest house to be happy. You don't need everyone's approval to live a meaningful life. There's an 85-year Harvard study on happiness, longest study of its kind. You know what they found? Not money. Not fame. Not success. Relationships. Everything else is just noise. Here's a question I want you to ask yourself. And I want you to answer it honestly. If you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the life you've lived so far? Not would people be impressed by your eulogy. Not did you achieve enough. Just, would you be satisfied? If the answer is no, then what the hell are you waiting for? What are you doing with your time that's so important that you're willing to gamble your one precious life on it? I'm 73 years old. If I'm lucky, maybe I have 10 or 15 more years. Maybe 20 if I'm blessed. Probably less. And I'm okay with that. Because these last 21 years have been the richest of my life. Not because I made more money. Because I finally started living intentionally. Appreciating every day. Prioritizing what actually matters. I've traveled to places I always wanted to see. Deepened relationships with my children and grandchildren. Pursued hobbies I put off for decades. Forgiven people I held grudges against. Said I love you more times than I can count. I'm happier now at 73, with less time ahead of me, than I was at 30 when I thought I had all the time in the world. That's the irony, isn't it? When you understand that time is limited, you start to actually live. You stop wasting it. You stop postponing joy. You stop waiting for permission. You have a choice right now. Today. Keep living the way you're living, chasing success, putting off happiness, telling yourself you'll make time later. Or wake up. Realize that time is running out faster than you think. And the life you're waiting to live needs to start now. I can't make this choice for you. But I can tell you this, you don't want to be 73 looking back, wishing you had made different choices. Don't waste 52 years figuring this out like I did. Live intentionally. Prioritize what matters. Stop waiting for someday. Someday is today. It always has been. The clock is ticking. What are you going to do with your time?